about a nice chicken club sandwich made with fresh cooked chicken?
You know, that's a nice idea, but I think what I'd really like is a burger.
All right.
My favorite meal to this day remains a hamburger and French fries. I had no idea that a handful of companies had changed what we eat and how we make our food. I'd been eating this food all my life without having any idea where it comes from, any idea how powerful this industry is. And it was the idea of this world deliberately hidden from us. And I think that's one of the reasons why I became an investigative reporter, was to take the veil, lift the veil away from, important subjects that are being hidden.
The whole industrial food system really began with fast food. In the 1930s, a new form of restaurant arose, and it was called the drive-in. The McDonald brothers had a very successful drive-in, but they decided to cut costs and simplify. So they fired all their car hops, they got rid of most of the things on the menu, and they created a revolutionary idea to how to run a restaurant. And they basically brought the factory system to the back of the restaurant kitchen. They trained each worker to just do one thing again and again and again. And by having workers who only had to do one thing, they could pay them a low wage, and it was very easy to find someone to replace them. It was inexpensive food, it tasted good, and this McDonald's fast food restaurant was a huge, huge success. That mentality of uniformity, conformity, and cheapness, applied widely and on a large scale, has all kinds of unintended consequences. When McDonald's is the largest purchaser of ground beef in the United States, and they want their hamburgers to taste everywhere exactly the same, they change how ground beef is produced. The McDonald's Corporation is the largest purchaser of potatoes, and one of the largest purchasers of pork, chicken, tomatoes, lettuce, even apples. These big, big fast food chains want big suppliers, and now there are essentially a handful of companies controlling our food system. In the 1970s, the top 5 beef packers controlled only about 25% of the market. Today, the top 4 control more than 80% of the market. You see the same thing happening now in pork. Even if you don't eat at a fast food restaurant, you're now eating meat that's being produced by this system. You look at the labels and you see farmer this, farmer that. It's really just 3 or 4 companies that are controlling the meat. We've never had food companies this big and this powerful in our history. Tyson, for example, is the biggest meatpacking company in the history of the world.